Hi there, I'm very thankful to our Dave, Bodybuilding Passion Wick, who alerted me to this very comprehensive story from the Inquirer in Philadelphia. Please look at it. I'll scroll through it here, but there'll be a link in the description, and I sincerely would recommend everyone read it. There's also opportunity to comment on the article itself. Do read through to the last paragraph. The last paragraph just had me. I'm serious. So let me scroll through. You might hear the odd sentence from me about it, but here we go. Well done to this staff writer. You may want to write to him and say thank you. So April the 25th, this article has been published. Here's a picture of the father and daughter who are in the opening story. We were told on more than one occasion that if we told other parents about this, we would be disciplined. Wow. Never heard the words go to the cops. Are you considering therapy? Outside people would not understand this dynamic. It does make sense if you look into a cult dynamic and the level of control. But look also what happened. They behaved themselves to what was expected, but they were still shunned. Martin was 5th generation. Goodness knows what that must be like. I've heard of 4th generation. I don't know if I've even heard of anyone being 5th. There's a picture of witnesses out and about in Philadelphia. So they mention the 2 million fines. They'll go into that later. There are blue click link throughs to other things. They mention one of the class action lawsuits in Canada. There is another one, well, at least one more that I know of, or that we know of. Australia they mention. Now, in proper journalism, the other side is always asked to give their side of the story. That is what you do. But all journalists can get back are these blanket statements, and we actually see the same sentences being given out time and time again. This one particularly, that you see in that first paragraph. And in fact, this is clever tactics on their part, because the more they answer, the more they give themselves away, the more they down themselves. So they're going into now it's a global, it's a real estate empire. This is big stuff that they're doing. And yeah, they are interested in the monies they can get out of your little local kingdom hall, because they're so greedy they'll add them all up. So here we are, the people who woke up. And what happens when you speak out? You get shunned. Imagine you're 5th generation and you're shunned. They left in 2016 and a wake was held for them like they were dead. Wow. Going into the history, it was very good. I don't know quite where we were with it. Sorry. Yeah, Dwight D. Eisenhower was brought up, or by the Bible students, as they were called, the pre-JWs. Lovely Rutherford. Wow. Fear is a powerful tool. And as they say, when someone comes to your door, they are trained not to give you the end result. Always the sales pitch gives you a little and a little and a little. Barbara Anderson, husband Joe, she's well known. Yeah, Patti Smith doesn't. A lot of people don't know about Patti Smith being raised a JW. She has spoken about it officially, and I know her mother remained one. There's Prince, of course. Numbers locally to where this report is from. Breakdown of ethnicities, if that's the way to say it. Anderson is saying about the rank and file. They're fine. And this is where the waters broke in Barbara Anderson's knowledge, 1991. Oh dear, can you imagine you read that article and you think, they're going to listen, I must write in and ask for help. Oh. Yes. Here's one of the elders. We hear now on YouTube of elders who were involved in having to actually perform these duties, and they've suffered themselves from wow. See what happens. People, it does happen. I've seen it in other organizations, but those organizations don't claim to be the channel of God. So they should be acting better. It's like they should be saying, we know, they should be saying, whatever it takes, we're going to protect children. So the elders called upon to investigate that abused were relatives of the abuser. Wow. And she was the one who got reproved. Imagine the pain of that. You've been abused. You find somehow the courage, the words, expression to speak out, and you get publicly shamed for that. Wow. And you start getting shunned. Wow. And there were consequences. Of course there were. Oh, look what happened. Later those people were arrested and they pleaded guilty. In the meantime, and yes, all small gestures tiny images can bring flashbacks. Oh. Her parents even distanced. What can you do? What can these people do? What can the victims do? They talk about the Reddit, they talk about YouTube. So, still ongoing cases. All the best for those. Yep. Always the same words. No matter where you are in the world, you'll bring reproach on Jehovah's name. It must be the policy, otherwise people wouldn't have said it over decades around the world. So that's great, isn't it? So look on this, people. When you get the witnesses coming to your door, so that abuser, he just didn't go out on the doors for 8 months. Wow. Terrible punishment, isn't it? Talk about rape within marriage. Why haven't we spoken up? Well, yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? This is the guy who's fifth generation. Is it the fifth generation? No, sorry, it's his daughter. Sorry, I don't know if it's father or daughter. I felt like I lived a number of years wrapped in plastic. You're not allowed to feel anything. Some people might find that metaphor suits. They're talking about the blood doctrine. Yep, how that kills. Stephanie Fessler case came to its fruition last year, 2017. So they break the law. And then look what happens. The victim is publicly reproved. Wow. And here's the detective sergeant who looked after the Fessler case. Found it very hard. Now surely the clergy would cooperate. No. Why wouldn't they turn over the records? And the abuser pleaded guilty. So one could perhaps say that the abuser, in all their depravity, had more integrity than Watchtower. It's a terrible thought. Watchtower declined to discuss Fessler's case and stuck to familiar talking points. Wow. Here's the attorney. Now, he can't speak out because of the gagging clause in the settlement. This great quote from him: they place their reputation in the community above the safety of children. It repeats itself everywhere, all over the world. And when Watchtower does that, what they say is that the supreme being in the world, which they have decided to name Jehovah, needs children to suffer at that degree of dangerous, intense pain and suffering, because the supreme being is so fragile, its reputation could be damaged. If that came to light, no. If you talk about a supreme being of love, exposure can be stood. Exposure helps. Exposure spreads love. However, a worldly organization, they need that silence. So, another ongoing case. Well done. Good luck for that, honestly. And yes, it's like the Catholic Church. Well done. If you want to share your story, they have a click-through. You may or may not want to. It's just there if you do. They're going into San Diego. Whoa, the $4,000 a day, which has now ended. The efforts they take to keep the public from seeing any bad behavior are extreme. Patriarchal top-down organization, yes. Preserving power, preserving image, keeping members isolated. And that really creates an environment for abuse. Isolation is very important to successfully get away with abuse. Saying the money's going to rise, but yep, Kingdom Halls, that falls on the congregants. Elders and everyone aren't paid. And then there's all this real estate. And your little Kingdom Hall that you bought, that you worked to build, you know, in Watchtower's eyes, that money's not much, but they'll take it. They'll take it because it adds up. Jared Kushner, he loved talking with the witnesses and doing business. And of course, they're really going to treat Kushner with all his money the same as they treat the lowly publisher. Yeah, right. So he got handshakes and answers. Publishers don't. They used to write in and get answers. They don't now. So we have this Tuxedo Park. This person went there. The reporter went there. Megawatt smiles. Went all around. Yeah, sign. But then he saw this sign. Jehovah cares for children. Oh, there's the exhibit. Oh, a bit rich, isn't it? The governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses has increased attention to young ones. Yeah. Deep concern for the welfare. No. Bittersweet. This is the paragraph that gets me. 2 child-sized mannequins were posed nearby with copies of Bible lessons nestled in their plastic hands. In front of them was a small sign with 4 words. Please do not touch. Thank you very much for that team who put that report together. There are comments, which I've not got into yet. Please do comment. It always helps everything. Thank you for your time. Thank you to everyone who spoke up. Well done to everyone who is enduring, and all the best for your future. Lots of love. Bye.